Hello there and welcome to the FPL Wolf YouTube channel. My name's James, and in this video I'm going to do some game week 13 transfer targets. But before we talk about the players that could be potential targets for this week, I want to have a look at the fixtures for game week 13. So as you can see there, the deadline for the team lock deadline is Saturday the 29th of November at 2:30. Now that's 2:30 my local time, that's 1:30 Greenwich Mean Time. So having a look through there's some pretty obvious key fixtures to try and target with whatever moves you make on whatever your team setup is going to be for this weekend. Clearly, Man City at home to Leeds and Aston Villa at home to Wolves. It's the two weakest teams in the league by a distance, really. And likewise Burnley, they're really struggling at the moment, so Brentford could be a place to look, and that's going to be where my first Brentford is going to be where my first suggestion is, and spoiler alert, that's going to be one of the moves I make this week. So here he is, Igor Thiago, one of the most transferred in players this game week. In fact, he might be number one at this point. Yeah, absolutely brilliant season for him, and at 6.5 million he's an absolute bargain. He's got penalties. I know he missed a penalty in the last game, but there's nothing to suggest he'll be not taking the next one. And they do seem to get a lot of penalties, Brentford, so he's definitely one I'm going to be looking to bring in. I'll show you my team and current setup at the moment. It's going to take a hit for me this week, but he is definitely someone I'm going to be bringing in. And I think up against Burnley, I think the -4 will be offset by a great performance by him. So you're welcome. There's the kiss of death, Igor Thiago. Next on the list would be young Morgan Rogers. Aston Villa have really come alive in the last 8 games. 7 wins out of 8. They started the season very poorly. And I myself had Ollie Watkins for those first 8 game weeks and got 1 goal out of him. And I know I believe a lot of sort of content creators had Morgan Rogers in their teams at the start of the season. He's up to 3 goals now, 2 assists, and at, I believe it is now 6.9 million. I'm not quite able to get him and Thiago into the team. But if, like lots of people, you're on free hit this week, could be a very decent pickup for you. Michael Keane at Everton. He's basically doing the job Van Dijk is doing at the moment for 1.5 million cheaper. He's got 2 goals so far. Gets DEFCON very consistently. Everyone thought Tarkowski would be the DEFCON guy, but it's his partner back there, Michael Keane. In terms of freeing up funds, it does sound a little bit crazy to go from Van Dijk to Keane, but if Liverpool are going to continue shipping goals, then you might as well do it for 1.5 million cheaper and put that money somewhere else. I'm not so keen on doing that for my team, because I went from Gabriel to Van Dijk right before them losing 3-0 at home to Forest, so yay. But that would make it difficult, or more, it would make it trickier to get back to Gabriel when he's available again. But you know, we don't know how long Gabriel is going to be out for. So you know, the game situation in a month or 2 months, however long it's going to be, could look drastically different. So, one to consider this week. Danny Welbeck. It's in terms of the if you want to call it the battle between the cheap forwards, there's Welbeck versus Thiago. You know, there's something to be said for having both of them. You know, lots of people have Jean-Philippe Mateta, but he's blanked quite a lot in the last few game weeks. So having Welbeck, Thiago, and Haaland, you know, that's a pretty solid front three, and their fixtures look pretty decent. Yeah, West Ham at home, game week 15. Sunderland at home, game week 17 maybe. Liverpool away. We don't know how, you know, maybe by then Liverpool have got their act together and they're a much more formidable opponent. We just don't know at this point. But yeah, he's getting the goals. I have his teammate Minter in my midfield, and he's been a great consistent source of points over the last few weeks since I brought him in. Yeah, 2 assists at the weekend, so keep that up, please, young man. Next one on my list is Matty Cash. Again, could be, you know, Wolves are struggling with goals. Villa, they don't, you know, they're not a team that keeps a bunch of clean sheets, but they have kept several in the past few game weeks. And yeah, hosting Wolves, you'd back them to. They're not going to have many better chances than that. Now, obviously, Brighton away, Arsenal at home. You know, Arsenal have struggled at Villa Park in the last few years, so that could be a better fixture than it looks on paper. And then West Ham away, who knows? But with 2 goals so far this season, and at a decent price, he could be someone to bring in on your free hit team, or a potential long-term investment in the Villa defence. Young Nico O'Reilly, at only 5 million, he is getting a lot of attention lately. Now, picking any City player comes with its risks, but he gets forward a lot. So he is a defender, even though it says here midfielder. He's already got a goal and 2 assists this season, and if City keep a clean sheet, that's easy points for him. There is a minute's risk for him, but I don't believe City have lost when he's played, so maybe he's a lucky charm. There's Ait Nouri there, but he of course is going off to AFCON, so minutes look pretty solid for Nico. Okay, so those are some players to target for this game week. This is what my team currently looks like. Now, I realise this actually has. This was my team for last game week, basically. So I had Captain Saka. I'm not doing that this week. That's going to be squarely on Haaland. I have one free transfer and 0.8 in the bank. So I definitely want to bring Thiago in, as I said, and Krupi Jr. to Thiago is the move I probably want to make. I'd love to bring in Rodgers as well to target that Wolves game, like I say, but there's no good way of doing it. It would mean I can't go Semenyo to Rodgers as well as Krupi up to him. It would need to be Mbeumo or Saka, and I don't really want to do that. The plan is to keep Mbeumo until AFCON and then make a decision then. Maybe go from him to Bruno Fernandes. We shall see. Yeah. There's other options. I could go, say, I'd mentioned Keane before. I could, in theory, go from Virgil to Keane. Just target DEFCONs and potential goal returns if that's gonna keep being a thing for him. But then that gives me future problems in getting from Virgil back to Gabriel. But as I said before, that's not something to worry about for quite a long time. What was another potential move I could have made? Another option could be going from, say, Mateta to Thiago. That would allow me to have enough to say bring Sarr up to Rodgers, or another potential, or something else of that sort. All right. This playing around with this is clearly going to take longer than I want to for this particular video. So I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to be back later this week with my team sheet video, where I'll have another chat about the moves I'm considering and eventually what my team is actually going to be. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. What are your plans for game week 13? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a chat about it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.